What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Lacasadenatasha, and I'm Natasha, and this is actually a video about my Go Wild 2022 experience, so let's get into it. All right, what's up, everybody? So, Go Wild, what is it? I know I've been getting a lot of questions on what is Go Wild. Go Wild is a planner conference, and everybody is welcome to come. You obviously have to purchase a ticket and make accommodations to go to the conference. It's usually like a 3-day conference. It starts on Thursday and it goes until Saturday. And basically it's kind of like a Comic-Con, but like planners. So you have like all kinds of planners from all different kind of walks of life. You have bullet journalers, you have Hobonichi users, people that use passion planners, happy planners, all the planners. And basically we all come together in one giant conference and we dance and we listen to really inspiring speakers. And we kind of just vibe. It's a vibe and I love it. So this conference 2022 was held in Anaheim, California. This is actually my second Go Wild conference. And my first Go Wild was the one that was held in Las Vegas. And that was a completely different experience for me. And I'll kind of get more into that towards the end of the video. But both conferences were amazing. I had so much fun. I had such a blast. I think the main thing that people, for me at least, I feel like the main reason people go to these conferences is to kind of like get together with your planner friends. And it's like one big giant reunion and it's epic. And they do have speakers and they do have events, and I'll kind of get into the day by day. So I actually arrived at the Hilton Anaheim. It was at the Hilton Convention Center in Anaheim. And I arrived there on Wednesday night with my friend Vic over at Vicker Stickers. And we actually were rooming with Christopher over at Plan Your Truth. I will put their handles here so you guys can go check them out. But they were my roomies for the Go Wild conference. And we actually picked Christopher up from the airport probably like, I want to say like 10:30 on Wednesday. And then we just went straight to the hotel. And it was just all ready. We were like so excited. It was kind of hard to sleep that night because we were so like stoked for the next day. So we woke up. Thursday was kind of like registration day. And you kind of go to the front. They give you your Go Wild bags, which has all like your necklace and your registration info in it. So you go to the registration area and you give them your name, and then they hand you this kind of like swag bag situation, which this was the bag, and it says Go Wild, SoCal. It's purple and super cute. And then you have here where it says, hold on, let me overplan this. Super cute. And then you also get your lanyard with your name on it. And we kind of decorated ours, like we put pins on ours, and the bag came with a bunch of goodies. And so I have another video with all like the swag and what comes in this bag. So I will make sure to link it up here. But all the pins and stuff, we like right away put it on our lanyard. And the lanyard just has your name. It has your Instagram handle on it. And this is just so that way that they know that you're a part of the conference. And also to add on that, when we checked in our room, they actually gave us these really cute Go Wild SoCal kind of like, these were our room keys. And so just super fun to keep for like memory keeping, stuff like that. But yeah, so the first thing you do is you register, and then they have like this room where there's like a Happy Planner booth all set up with all the Happy Planner products. There's an Erin Condren booth. There's a Plum Paper booth. There was another area with Chrissy Ann Designs, and she had this like cool neon sign where you could take pictures. I think Blue Sky also had kind of like a backdrop, and there were some shop owners there like kind of giving out swag, and I just felt like it was kind of like the meet and greet spot. So like that area was literally open the whole time. So you could kind of go in there and take pictures or like meet people. They also had a little area where it was like Wild University, and it had a couch and like Letterman jackets. It was really set up very, very cute. That evening, Chrissy and Designs hosted like a karaoke night, and so that was super fun. I legit danced all night. I was so sore. And that night I completely lost my voice, which I'm like now starting to get my voice back. It's like, I think it's pretty much back now, but I legit had no voice for like a week after that night. My voice was gone. So we had a blast. We danced. I didn't get to sing, but I sang anyways by myself with my friends. So that was a good time. And that was Thursday night. So came back, went to bed, and Friday, along with everybody else, we woke up super early in the morning to get in line for the tables. And these are kind of like tables that are sponsored. So you have shop owners, you have brands who kind of get a table and they decorate it. We sat at the Wild U table, and we got like a little tumbler, a little pencil case, a mild liner, and yeah, I mean, we had a really good vibe at our table. I really liked our table. And it was just really fun to see everybody's table and like the different sponsors and how they decorated their tables and like the swag that people got. That was awesome. I will say, because I kind of, I got to keep it a little bit real here with this video, but I will say that I did feel like it was a little bit disorganized. We came down at like 6 o'clock, and they were like, okay, get in line. And we were like, okay. And the doors, I believe, were supposed to open at like 7:45. So we got there at like 6, and we literally went around the entire floor, and everyone just kept telling us the back of the line's here, the back of the line's here. And it wasn't even like Go Wild people. It was just like people in line. And they just kept saying, the back of the line's here, the back of the line's here. And we like went around the floor twice, and we could not for the life of us find where the end of this line was. So we finally just like sat down. I think we just sat down in a random spot and kind of just waited. I also tried to keep in mind, like, it's been 2 years, like no one's really done a big event like this in a while. So they were trying to, I think, get their stuff figured out as well. And so hopefully next year will be a little bit better organized. But I will tell you, the like waking up early thing is not my jam, but I did it because Christopher and Vic were like, get your butt up, we're gonna go wait in line. And so I did. So that was definitely an experience. And so basically the way the days are set up, they do give you an itinerary, and it's super cool too because they give you an app. Like they have a Go Wild app that you could download, and it has the itinerary on it and who the speakers are going to be, which, where's my list? My list is right here. So they kind of, so you get into this room, you sit at your sponsor table, everybody's really stoked and excited. And, the conference, finally, the doors open like 7:45. So it's from usually like 8, and I think it let out at like 2 that first day. And the first speaker was Stephanie Fleming. I love her. And she talked about wellness and self-care. And I definitely took notes, which, she inspires me so much. So that was a wonderful speech. And then she goes into a lot of wellness, which is one of the reasons why I love Stephanie Fleming, is because her focus has always been wellness and body positivity and just like loving yourself. And so she really brought that energy, like for her to be the first speaker, she really brought that energy in the room, and everybody was like feeling it. So after her speech, came out the first kind of like round of swag, which was a cute Happy Planner tote. And again, this is all in my swag video, so go check it out. And then after Stephanie, we had Sydney from Llama Letters. I love her, and I love her realness. And I loved her speech. It just really resonated so well with me. And I love the fact that behind the scenes, like, I do tend to drop a few curse words here and there. And I love how real she is and just that she doesn't really hold back. So I kind of like connect with her on that level, and I loved her speech. And then they kind of like do like breaks in between. So Cloth and Paper was sponsoring the breaks of the event where you can get some water, you can get snacks, like they had sodas and I think they had juice, they had fruit. So they did provide a lot during the snack time, which I thought was cool. Okay, so back to Friday. They had a comedian, Chloe Hillard. A lot of people thought she was funny. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I didn't think she was that funny. I didn't really vibe. I didn't really vibe with her like comedic routine, but a lot of people seemed to enjoy her and think she was funny. So there's that. And then we had a wild panel, and so this was really cool. They had Marquita from At Home with Kita, Amy Tangerine, who I love, Kane Anderson from Print Pression, and Siobhan Dixon from This Well Planned Life. And it was basically a question panel. So they didn't really like speak, but people could ask them questions. And I asked one of the questions. So I asked Siobhan if like what her what her fashion inspiration was. I love her style, and she always seems to like go with what she likes and what she loves. And I've always wanted that kind of confidence. So I was stoked that I got to ask that question. And she answered it very beautifully and basically just said, like, you have to go with what you like and what you feel and what you're vibing with. So she is the sweetest, and it was super. I saw her a few times throughout the event, and it was so cool to like talk to her and meet her. And just kind of like, it's weird when you put like the planner behind their account, like you see the person behind their account in person, and she's just the sweetest, and she's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so afterwards we had Planners and Wine go up, and they're a podcast, and they went up and I think they interviewed Erin Condren. And at this time I actually went and took a little bit of a break just because I had to get a few things up in my room. I had to put things away, and then I also had to get a few things and get water. I remember being like, I need to go get water. So I had to go get water. So I kind of got back a little bit later towards the end of that interview. But it seemed to go really well, and I think people were really, really excited to see Myra and Meg up on the Go Wild stage for their podcast, so that was pretty rad. And then I think that was it for Friday. Oh no, that wasn't it. So Friday, I think after that, what did we do? I'm trying to think like what we did after the conference. We actually headed back to our room to grab a few things and then headed over to the Santa Ana Mall for Paper Panda's little shop. She was handing out some gifts, and we were able to meet a bunch of planner babes. And then we headed back to the hotel and getting ready for the crop. And so the crop was basically, I was really excited for this. It was basically like, you kind of like go and you kind of do like, it's kind of like crafting. Like they had Twinkle Plans Her Day, Christine from Twinkle Plans Her Day up there, and she was kind of showing how to use the mild liners and different ways to use mild liners. And they had like the table set up with like little booklets, tons of coloring sheets. They had like these Go Wild coloring sheets, and we were all just going to town. It was pretty loud, so I couldn't really hear what Christine was saying. So that was the only like kind of like about that. But it was neat to see her up there. I love Christine. I think she's so, so sweet. So it was cool seeing her up there and doing her thing with the mild liners. That was a really cool time to connect with everybody and just like get to like make more friends and get to know more people. I passed out a lot of my contact cards. I got a lot of contact cards. And so that was a super fun time. I really liked that crop night. And then we go to Saturday. And Saturday, I believe it was, the speakers were Plum Paper. It was Christina Cardis. And then we had Amanda LeCount. Oh my gosh. Amanda was freaking awesome. She like went up there. She's a dancer and a choreographer, and she is beautiful. And she just went up there and just like spoke about body positivity. And she's an amazing dancer. She did her thing. People got up on the stage and danced with her. Dude, that was a good vibe. That was a good vibe. Not gonna lie. That was fun. And then after that, like, there was kind of like a little bit of a break. And so everybody kind of like was dancing and they played music. Saturday was also the day of table mate gifts. So there was no rush to get to a table. People still got there early, but it was more chill. Like Saturday was definitely more the chill day. And so you kind of sit with whoever's at your table and everybody passes out table mate gifts. You do not have to have a table. Like my first year at Go Wild, I did not know to bring table mate gifts. So some people don't, and I promise you, there is no hate. There is absolutely no hate. People just bring stuff. Like I brought a little bag of like Advil, hand sanitizer. I think I had a scrunchie, lotion, just like things that people like would want to use during the conference that maybe they forgot and they needed. And then other people gave washi, other people gave pens, they gave markers, they gave sticker books. It was like the coolest thing. So that was super fun to just kind of like pass table mate gifts with your table mates. And one of the table mate gifts we got from my friend Ashley was this like rainbow. It was like a rainbow Mickey Mouse hat. Oh my gosh, I will post a picture here. But that was the funnest, and we all wore them. We were vibing. We were a vibe. So after they had that little break, they had Allison Faulkner. She is a writer, and she basically went up there and she was talking about like wellness, being real, and just like the energy. She made us do this like breath exercise where we were all like breathing. Oh my gosh, I totally vibe with that. Oh my gosh, we all loved it and we were like vibing with it. It was a vibe. I know I keep saying that, but this chick was rad. I instantly started following her. I definitely want to get one of her books. She's amazing. Afterwards, they had a trivia for planners from Chrissy-Ann Designs, I think. Was it Chrissy-Ann Designs? I want to say Chrissy-Ann Designs hosted that. I could be wrong though, but during that time I actually went back to my room, took a little break. So I missed some of the trivia, but it seemed really fun. Everyone like had really good, like everyone was like laughing and everything when I got back. So it seemed like everyone was having a good time. And then the keynote speaker was Alicia Silverstone. So that was cool. I really like her. She talked a lot about like being vegan, and I will be honest, like I mean I think she's awesome. I think she's so rad, but I think that like what she was talking about and like the planner conference, like maybe the two didn't really go together. I kind of enjoyed what she was saying because I do try to eat like cleaner, but mainly that's just because I have a lot of food sensitivities. So I was really interested in what she had to say about eating vegan, and will I go vegan? No, but it was interesting to hear about it. And I think a lot of people had the expectation that she was going to talk about being in the movie Clueless and just like being an actress in Hollywood, which was not what she talked about. So I'm not sure if a lot of people really enjoyed her speaking, but I mean, it was something. It just kind of seemed like she didn't know why she was there. Honestly, it didn't seem like she knew why she was there, if she even knew she was speaking to a room of planners, or maybe someone told her that before she got there. I don't know, but it didn't seem like it meshed. It was meshing. Which some people enjoyed her speaking, and I just want to be totally honest, and this is just my thoughts and opinions. After that, we all got our little Go Wild swag bags, and again, check out my swag video where I post all the things that, it's a Go Wild haul that I got from Go Wild, so go check that out. But it was just had a bunch of like stickers and die cuts and fun, like all the planner things that you could think of, pens, paper cutters, loved it. So that was Saturday, and that was kind of like the last official day of the conference. And that night, Happy Planner was hosting Plan Jamma. So that was amazing. I mean, Happy Planner does not disappoint. They came out, I felt like, with some awesome swag. They hosted an awesome party. There were drinks, there was food, there was dancing. They had these like awesome like glowing seesaws that me and my friends went on. That was epic. They had these like glowing swinging chairs. They had like this big light that said Happy Planner. And the thing is that it was originally supposed to be outside. And that day was like, of course, our weather in California is so incredibly moody. So that day was very like cold and windy and cloudy. And because the wind, I think, was a hazard, they had to bring the party into the ballroom. And let me tell you, they set this thing up for a change in plans like that. They set it up pretty freaking quick. So you would have thought it was going to be in there the whole time. I danced pretty much all night, and then we came back and passed out because Sunday we were actually going to Disney Day, and it was super cool because Go Wild actually was able to get people who were from the conference a discount to Disneyland. So that was awesome. Sunday was Disney Day, and it was kind of like the last day, like all of our friends were together and we said our goodbyes, and it was really sad because it's like, I don't know, you waited like 2 years to meet all these people and you have this amazing time with them, and then they have to go home, and it's kind of a bummer, but it's also nice to be like, all right, when's the next one? When are we getting stoked for next Go Wild? So I am super, super pumped. I did ask if people had questions about Go Wild over on my Instagram account, Lacasadenatasha, and I'm going to answer some of those questions. So someone asked the difference between Las Vegas Go Wild and Anaheim Go Wild. And I will say, for me, the biggest differences in terms of the conference was I felt like Las Vegas was a little bit more organized. I felt like they had, like, especially because that was my first year and I had no idea where to go. I had no idea where to sit. It just felt more organized, and it felt like more like there was a flow. You know what I mean? And Anaheim, it didn't really feel that way. It kind of felt like a little bit of a chaos. But because we were all so excited to be there, I don't think anybody really minded, to be honest. So I would say that was the biggest difference. And also for me personally, my first year at Go Wild, I wasn't really involved. I was involved in the planner community. I was new to the planner community. I was very new to the planner community. So I wasn't a squad member. I don't even think I had heard of squad, but I hadn't even thought of applying. I was very, very new. And I went pretty much like by myself. So I didn't know anybody, and I kind of made friends in the conference. I made really good friends with my table mates, who I'm still friends with. I actually saw one of my original table mates during this Go Wild, and I hugged. Oh my God, I was so happy to see her. And I took a picture with her. And I think that was like one of the biggest differences was that this time around, I felt more like I knew more about the planning community. And the first time around, I really didn't know anything about it. So this second time, I kind of knew what to expect, and like I knew more people, and I don't know, it was so different. But what stayed the same was the people. Like the most exciting part about this conference is the fact that you are meeting planner people, and it's just like instant friends. It's magical. It's just like this magical experience. That's all I can describe it as. And one of the other questions I got was like going alone, if it's cliquey or if there's a cliquey vibe. I will say my first year there, no. Like, and even this year, I didn't feel that either. And obviously this year I went into it having more friends in the planner community, but my first year I didn't. And I made so many friends just from that experience. And I would say if you are able to Go Wild, and if you can budget it and afford it, I would 100% say go, because there are tons of planner babes and dudes that go by themselves, and they make friends, and they make friends with each other, and they make friends with other planner people. And For me, the Las Vegas Go Wild really helped me kind of like get into the planner community, I feel like, because I met so many people, and you can kind of put a face behind the accounts too when you're like, oh my gosh, I remember this person, or this person was so nice, and then you like follow who they follow, and it's just like this like snowball effect. And so I definitely recommend going. It is not a cliquey vibe. Because everybody is like stoked about everybody. Honestly, everyone is stoked about what planner you use or the stickers you use or where did you get this like planner tool. And it's like you all have this like one thing in common, and it's like one giant click. That's how I would describe it. It's like the entire conference is one giant click. And I don't know where like this came from, but someone said that the conference was just for influencers, and that is also absolutely not true. Anybody can go to this conference. The ticket usually runs, I believe my ticket was around $550. And then of course you have to account for traveling expenses. So because I live in California, it was a 45-minute drive for me, but a lot of people did have to fly across country. And I know next year I'll probably be one of the ones flying across the country, depending on where it's at. But you definitely have to expense for it and budget. But is it worth it? I would say absolutely yes. I had such a wonderful time. And again, one of my favorite things from this conference is just seeing like my friends that I know online, meeting people that I've known online, making new friends, seeing old friends, laughing with them, connecting with them. And to be honest, we didn't really plan. Nobody really plans. I mean, let me know in the comments down below if you went to the conference and you planned. But both years I've gone, I've never really like sat down and planned. I did take a few notes during the speaker sessions, but I didn't really like sit down and like plan in my planner. I brought stuff 100%, but I did not like sit down and plan because we were all like being present and just like catching up and laughing and dancing. Oh my gosh, so much dancing. Even in our hotel room, we were dancing. So it was such a good time. And honestly, I am so excited to go back next year. I'm really excited to know where it'll be held. But again, if Go Wild is something that you've been thinking about, and you're kind of just like, should I go? Shouldn't I go? You can go ahead and leave comments down below and we can chat about it. But I would say I had such an amazing experience both times I have gone, and both times were such a different experience for me. The first time being like a newbie in the planner community, and this time kind of like being involved in the community. And both times were just like amazing. So there you go. There you have it. That is my Go Wild 2022 conference experience. Thank you guys so much for watching and for subscribing. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be reminded of my next video. But man, all the memories, all the good times, I would never take it back. And thank you to all the team at Go Wild. You guys just did an amazing job with this event. And yeah, hope to see everybody again next year. Bye.